Hi Capricorn, it's Jill and welcome to Tarot by the Sea. Capricorn, this is your reading for the 14th to the 20th of November 2017. I'm sorry about the light, it is very dark, but it is 8 o'clock at night, so it's not that surprising. Okay, so here we go. So, 14th to the 20th for Capricorn. I hope you're all really, really well. Getting rid of your birthdays, it's not that long. How many shouts of, oh my god, it's nearly Christmas were there just then. Okay. Right. The cards are taking a while, Capricorn. I've already shuffled before I came on camera. And they were ready, so now they're taking a while again. Could mean things are going slow. Could mean a lot of things are happening at once. Okay. 5 of Swords. Death card. I like the Death card, to be honest. I do. Death card's cool. But then again, I like change, because I'm not an earth sign, so maybe you won't like it quite so much. Three of Wands. Got a lot of threes, Capricorn. You've got the Death card, which is 10 and a 3. You've got the 3 of Wands in reverse, and then you've got the Empress, which is a 3. So threes are working with other people. Not doing third-party situations. I've already said that one. If they come out as a storyline, that's one thing, but I'm not picking them out directly. 2 of Cups in reverse. I'm using my daughter's microphone, so it's one of those plug-in ones, so the cable's getting in, just getting, oh. What am I going to do with those cards? I'm going to put them back in. I'm going to put them back in because I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Maybe something will come suddenly. Maybe this Death card will come suddenly. Maybe something has come suddenly. Maybe this has already happened. I'm trying to think what was in your last reading, but I do so many now, I can't remember, to be honest. There's your last one, right, the moon. God, everyone's getting the moon card. You have got so many threes. Sorry, one of my children gave me a pile of change and it's sitting on the table still. Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. You have got the 5 of Swords. You have got the Death card, which is 10 and a 3. You've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. Sorry, I know it's really hard to see. You've got the Empress, which is a 3. You've got the 2 of Cups. And then you've got the Moon card, which is a 10 and a 5 and a 3. So you have so many threes. Why do you have so many threes? Why have you got so many threes? And I just looked at the Hangman, which is at the bottom of your desk, and it's like, yeah, because it's the end of the 2s. Because it's a 10 and a 2, and it's just like, it's the end of the 2s, so that's why it's a 3. So maybe you're progressing onto something. Maybe you're progressing onto something. 2 is the end of decisions, okay, so, oh, I see, okay. Right, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I got you. Right, okay. I got you. I got you. It's really bizarre because it's like you come into these cards and they're completely cold and you're just like, okay. Right, so you have the Five of Swords, okay. So I'm getting there's no winners and losers here, okay. So this isn't a competition in terms of who's going to win. This is about, this light's really annoying me, I'm so sorry. This is about no winners and losers, but I'm looking at this and I'm just like, somebody's lost because you can see them in the background. So maybe you're thinking, well, it's not about winners and losers, is it? But actually the other person thinks that it is. And you're there with your swords. It's like, you know when you see kids in races, like little kids in races and stuff, or at birthday parties, and they're playing pass the parcel. I don't know if you all play pass the parcel, but they're all playing pass the parcel, and the kid who wins is like, yay, I won, I got the sweetie or whatever. And then there's some kids sitting in the corner crying their eyes out because, sorry, it's just waiting to see if there was a kid sitting in the corner. I do sometimes turn around and see random stuff. There's some kids sitting in the corner crying their eyes out because they didn't win. And the other person, the other child, the one who won, is completely oblivious to the fact that somebody's upset. And it's that kind of lack of empathy. It's that kind of lack of empathy, it's that kind of lack of awareness for somebody else's feelings. Now maybe that's you doing that, but maybe someone has done that to you. And maybe this is you sitting in the corner over here. And you haven't come out the worst because that person's dead, okay? So you haven't come out the worst, but this other person is, you don't even think they're gloating because you just don't care. You know, you're just dealing with your own stuff. And to be honest with you, this person's not smiling either. You think if you kind of, you know, you think going on the party analogy, the kid's like, yeah, I won. This person's just like, I won. And it's not even like, now what? It's like, I won, but I'm not very proud of myself, maybe. Or I'm not very pleased with myself. It's like that, you know those people who go to court because they've lost someone or something like that, and they take on one of these big organisations, and they go through the whole court process, and it's so traumatic, and you haven't got the nine of wands, but it did, you know that section of cards that fell out, and I said I'm not taking them because I'm not convinced. That was the card in there that I actually saw. You had the Nine of Wands in reverse, and it's like, so these people take this big organisation to court because somebody's died because of negligence or something, and they go through all that hassle and pain, and it costs them so much money to get kind of damages because they're trying to prove a point, and then they win and they're not ecstatic about it. It's not like they've won the lottery. It's like, we shouldn't have had to do this in the first place. You know, we've won, but it's not going to bring them back. And it's that kind of sense that I'm getting. So it's like you're the kid crying in the corner, or the other person is. And this person with the swords is like, well, yeah, I won, but, you know, I'm not actually that pleased about it. Well, I'm pleased about it, but I'm not happy about it. You know, it's a hollow victory, I think, in some sense. And there's three people in this card, and there's three people. It's an end to this three people thing. It's an end to whatever this three is. 3 tends to be working with other people, if it's not a third party. And as I said, I'm not doing third parties, so I'm not including them in the reading. If that's your situation, go and have a look at the third party reading. And there was a sense with the 5 of Wands of like, it's not about I've won, what next? And that's what I'm getting with this card, the 3 of Wands in reverse. It's not about what's next. Again, the sense there's no need to kind of move forward as such, whatever this is about. And I really don't know what this is about. I think it could apply to many things. It could apply to a work project, it could apply to a job, it could apply to, I don't know what's just happened to the focus on my camera. I'm really sorry, I hope it doesn't look as bad for you as it does for me. Mind you, maybe you think I look better that way. So, especially at this time of night. It's not a case of moving on. It's not a case of moving on from it. It's just a case of just getting on with life, I think. So he's not waiting for ships to come in. Oh, hello. Focus is back. He's not waiting for ships to come in. But then again, he's already won. So, but it's not like you've come to the end of a project and you're ready to start a new one. It's just kind of life is going on as normal after all this. And then we have the Empress. And it could be a financial settlement. It could potentially be a third party and you continue in your long-term relationship. It could be any other situation where you're going round about whether you made the right decision. Because at the moment for me, cards change sometimes. At the moment for me, this is like a crossroads and going round in circles, because you have the power to change it. You are the Empress. You're not the Magician. You do it in a more grounded kind of way. So it's not about manifesting, it's about having the physical ability to do it and the resources to do it and the drive to do it. And you're kind of like going round in circles about this decision and whether you made the right decision, I think, at some point. Or you're waiting to make a decision. And that's the end of the 2s, which I got told very cheekily with this Hanged Man. So maybe you've been waiting to do this. And if you look at the Death card, it's kind of, there's a lot of air in the back of it. There's no earth in the back of it. So maybe this has been something you've been thinking about rather than, okay, that's freaky because the 3 of Wands has just turned round. I love it when freaky stuff happens. Okay, so yeah. So you have the resources to change it if you're making the right decision. Oh God, that's not helpful at all. Right, we're gonna have to do pull another load of cards, because what it's saying in this week is that basically you're going round and round about this decision because you can manifest, you can make what you want happen, but you're not making this decision. And I think it's because, I think it's because you have the Moon. If I can show you the Moon. There, okay. I think it's because you have the Moon and you've got a lot of people, if you see the 2 wolves are making lots and lots of noise, and there's a little bit of risk involved, because if you go in the water you're going to get your toes nipped, okay, by this Cancer, and it's going to take a lot of work, and there's a lot that you don't know yet. So you're kind of dimming your passion. This is kind of, for me, it's passion, but if you look at it, it's not some big flame, it's just kind of like quite subdued passion. And I don't mean passion in a kind of romantic, sexual way. I just mean passion in a kind of your drive for it. So you're kind of holding back. And you're not moving forward. And Justice at the moment is like you're not manifesting. So you're not getting to this 9 of Cups. Because you're the Knight of Wands. at Knight of Pentacles. Okay, you're moving slowly. For some of you, there might be kind of conflict with other people about it, and that might be what's holding you back. For some of you, it might be inner conflict, which is this kind of going round and round in your head, trying to decide what's the right decision. And then you have the Hermit in reverse. So I think you might be talking to other people, and I think this might be kind of communication. One's quite often a communication for me, because you've got the Eight of Wands, which is like messages coming in. And that keynote for me has kind of, in the last couple of weeks, has changed things, because it's like the Seven of Wands is blocking people. So maybe you're talking to a lot of other people about this, and other groups of people about this. And then again, you have the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of communication going on. And there's just not this fresh start. And I think it's because you realise it's going to be too much work. And there are other options. So you have the Star. You're still quite hopeful about it all, but you're just not making a decision right now. And then I think going into the following week, you start to think about what you're going to do. This is kind of leading on to the next week. You start to think about what you're going to do, and you come out of this period of kind of like resting on your laurels a little bit. And you're kind of not looking back, because you're heading towards this Ten of Pentacles. You're not heading towards the Ten of Cups. It's not an emotional decision. It's not the Ten of Cups yet. It's not based on emotion. It's based on practicality. Whatever decision you're making is based on practicality. It's not based on emotions. I can't help you with what it is, I'm afraid. It may be a general kind of overview of energy. I'm going to do a very quick shuffle and see if it will give me any indication. But there just seems to be an overview of that is the energy that you're kind of carrying with you this week, is just this thing of you're not moving forward, and then towards the next week you start to get to the point where you are, because you make a decision based on practicality rather than emotion. Timeline's quite fluid, okay? And I think this is what was happening with your cards. It was like nothing was happening for ages, and then everything happened all at once. You had loads of cards come out, and then so you had loads of cards come out, and then it would slow down again. And then you had loads of cards come out, and then it would slow down again. And I think maybe that's what's happening. I think maybe that's the energy that you're carrying. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to pull one more. I'll pull one more. It was almost the Knight of Pentacles. Just about came out. Yeah, Hermit in reverse. Okay. And you've got the Ten of Swords. So maybe you've been burnt before, which is why you're a little bit more cautious. So you've got Temperance. You're trying to balance things out. You're trying to balance out the Earth. I know it's not the Earth. What is missing in there? You've got air, you've got fire, you've got no water in there. But you've got all of the suits in there, okay? That's rock. Well, it probably isn't actually, but I'm taking it as such. You've got fire, you've got emotions there, and you've got air, okay? The backdrop is like sky. So it's reminding me kind of the magician, but it's the balancing, the manifestation, because you're waiting to see what's going to come in, and you're trying to balance what is going to come in. You're trying to balance what it is that you're manifesting. You're trying to get it right. You're trying to get the best possible outcome, and I think you're doing it with other people. I think you're working with other people. I think you're talking to other people. I'm being told to turn the Hermit upside down as well, because the numbers mirror then. You've got X, I, V, I, X, okay? So you've got 10, 1, 5, 1, 1, 10. So the numbers kind of mirror if you look. Oh, I don't know whether you can see, okay? The numbers kind of mirror. And I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to manifest whatever's coming in so that it's kind of best for you. So you're working with other people, but you're trying to make sure that the result is good for you too. Because I think you may have been burnt before by something. That's what I've got for you. That is what I have got for you. Hope it helps. Hope it helps. Bit of a funny one. I think it's just general energy, to be quite honest with you. Could relate to absolutely anything. Anyway, lots of love to you, and I will speak to you in, I think the next one I'm going to do is the December readings, because I don't want to miss those, and then I will do the last week of November. Anyway, lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.